Inches away from the opening goal.
In Houston.
A free kick, and what a save.
Number 17, one-on-one, saved.
And that is incredibly close. The volley from outside the box, just past the post. Sweden Sweden defending deep now. Netherlands still pushing hard.
5 goals, 1 dominant performance, and a statement so loud it echoed all the way from Houston to every other team left in this World Cup. The Netherlands just demolished Sweden 5-1 in Group F. And folks, if you thought this Dutch side was just here to make up the numbers, you have got another thing coming. Let me set the scene for you. June 20th, 2026, Houston Stadium. The Texas Heat pressing down on 70,000 fans packed inside that arena. Sweden walked into this match riding a wave of absolute confidence. 5 goals against Tunisia in their opener. Sitting top of Group F, Victor Gyökeres and Alexander Isak leading one of the most dangerous attacking lines in the tournament. And the Netherlands? Coming off a 2-2 draw with Japan, a match they led twice and couldn't hold, coming in as the favorites on paper, but carrying the weight of a team that had not yet won a single game at this World Cup. The Dutch needed this, and from the very first minute, they played like they knew it. Minute 5. The match is barely alive, and Brian Brobbey puts the Netherlands ahead. A driving run, clinical finish, and the Dutch end of Houston Stadium absolutely erupts. But this is not just a goal, this is a statement. This is the Netherlands saying, we are here, we are serious, and we are not going home without a fight. 12 minutes later, minute 17, Brobbey strikes again. 2 goals in 17 minutes. The Ajax striker, powerful, direct, unplayable in those early exchanges. He is not just scoring, he is dismantling the Swedish defensive structure piece by piece. At this point, Sweden's manager has to be wondering what on earth just happened. You walk in with all the momentum in the world, and within 17 minutes, you're chasing a 2-goal deficit against one of Europe's most technically gifted national sides. Now here's where it gets interesting, and credit where it's due to Sweden. They don't collapse, they push back. They build pressure, they move the ball well. Isak and Gyökeres linking up, probing at the Dutch backline. And right before the break, Lagerbielke thinks he's pulled one back. The ball hits the net, the Swedish players celebrate, and then VAR, offside. By the narrowest of margins, that goal is ruled out, and Sweden go into halftime still 2 goals down, with nothing to show for their second half of the first half revival. That moment right there, that ruled out goal, that is the moment this match truly died for Sweden. Second half, minute 47, 2 minutes into the restart, and Cody Gakpo makes it 3. Denzel Dumfries, the man who was everywhere on that right flank all afternoon, plays a wonderful ball, and Gakpo taps it in with the composure of a man who has done this 1,000 times. 3-0. Game effectively over, but the Netherlands are not done, not even close. Minute 54, Gakpo again, his second of the afternoon. Ryan Gravenberch, the Liverpool midfielder who was absolutely immense in the engine room today, plays a part, and Gakpo finishes with authority. 4-0. At this point, you almost feel for Sweden. Almost, because they've been on the wrong side of a 5-1 scoreline before in this tournament. They handed Tunisia that exact result. And now the universe has a dark sense of humor because the scoreline is about to mirror precisely what they did to the Tunisians. Minute 59, Anthony Elanga pulls one back for Sweden. A counterattack, a moment of pace and precision, and the goal gives the Scandinavian faithful in the stadium something to cheer about. 4-1, but let's be clear, at no point in this second half did Sweden ever look like they were going to mount a comeback. This was a consolation goal in every sense of the word. The Dutch defense, organized and commanding with Virgil van Dijk marshalling everything in front of Bart Verbruggen, was never seriously threatened. And then, minute 89, Crysencio Summerville comes off the bench and puts the exclamation mark on the performance. An excellent finish from a substitute who wanted to make his mark. 5-1. The full-time whistle blows, and the Netherlands have delivered one of the most complete performances of the entire 2026 World Cup. Let's talk about what made this Dutch performance so special, because this was not just about the goals. This was about system. This was about identity. The Netherlands controlled possession, pressed intelligently, and transitioned with devastating speed. Denzel Dumfries was the assist king, 2 assists, and he caused chaos down that right flank every single time he drove forward. Gravenberch ran the midfield with a maturity beyond his years, and Brobbey up front. We have talked about the Liverpool and Manchester City strikers. We have talked about Mbappe and Gyökeres, but on this day in Houston, Brian Brobbey was the best center forward on the planet. Their XG of 2.47 against Sweden's 0.98 tells you the full story. The Netherlands didn't just win this match, they dominated it, controlled it, and could have scored even more. What does this mean for Group F? Everything. The Netherlands now sit top of the group with 4 points. Sweden, despite the heavy defeat, remain in second on 3 points, but the goal difference picture has completely swung. Japan are sitting on 1 point, Tunisia on 0. The final group stage match day is going to be electric. But beyond the standings, beyond the math, what this result means is that the Netherlands have announced themselves as genuine contenders, not just in Group F, in this entire tournament. Because a team that can play like this, that can go 5-0 up against a side as talented as Sweden, that can press, pass, move, and finish with that kind of clinical efficiency, that team is dangerous. That team can beat anyone. Sweden came into this match with the swagger of a side that had just scored 5 goals in a World Cup opener. They leave Houston with 5 goals against them and serious questions to answer ahead of their final group game. Victor Gyökeres, one of Europe's most feared strikers, was kept quiet. Alexander Isak barely got a sniff when a team of Sweden's attacking quality is held to 1 consolation goal on the counter. That speaks volumes about the Dutch defensive organization. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The stakes are everything. And the Netherlands just made the entire world sit up and take notice. 5 goals, a masterclass, and a journey that is only just beginning.